Hello, I'm going to show you my Boundless Voyage titanium pot, the 750ml one, and how I pack it. Now it's already packed. Here it is. So this is my lightweight hiking cook system that I've taken with me on a few treks. And this has got a full canister in it. I'll show you in a second when I unpack it. And just to show you what it weighs with everything in it and a full canister, it's just over 400 grams. Now I weigh the pot on its own, it's just over 100 when it's empty with the lid. So let's get rid of this. It comes with this mesh net thing. I keep that for a specific reason. It holds everything in nice and neat. So let's get all this out. I bought one of these stands. Unfortunately the feet stick out just a little bit too much, so it won't go in the pot. But these stands are really handy. You know how they work. They just clip together and you get a nice solid base on uneven ground. So I think that's a handy thing to have, and they don't really weigh a lot. So here's the pot. Now here's the handles for it. This is the one with the pot handle too, the whatever type of handle. Now the reason I keep this, it holds everything in together nice and neat, but also when it's been over a stove for a while, the handles can get quite hot, so you can use that to pick it up. So there's the pot. It's the titanium 750ml Boundless Voyage. I got it off Amazon for £25, and I got the one with this as well. So if I do a little bit of wild camping or bushcraft type things, I can hang it over a fire with a stick, which would be pretty cool. It comes with the lid too, and it's got one of those sort of quite taut and tight lids there, so that won't fall off. And the steam thing is really good, so when you're boiling water, you can see the steam coming out of it. It's got the measurements there which are indented on the inside, so you can see exactly what you need to boil. And that's the pot, and it's really good. So it's a good mug as well. So I've kind of got average sized hands for a guy. You can get the idea of that. So I love it, and it's really light. Now, can you pack everything in it? So let's have a look at my pack system. So there it all is, tucked in neatly. That's the lighter, a spork, the lighter, spork, the gas stove, sponge, and a little pouch if needed, and the gas canister and a windshield all in here. Okay, so this is how I pack it out. So this is for the little stove. It's the BRS mini stove, which is attached. I just leave it attached. So I put that in there, so I can always, if I had to take this off the stove, I can just put it back in there. There's the lighter. I always have a clear one so I can see when it's getting low to replace it. Here's a sponge. Let's get a bit closer actually. Cut in half, just good for cleaning it out. Here's the spork, which comes with the Boundless Voyage cup. So for £25, oh, that's the wrong way. Sorry, I'm behind a tripod here, so it's a bit fiddly with my hands. So yeah, spork's great. I've used it loads and loads, and yeah, absolutely fine with the spork. I don't know if you've seen my video on this. Be careful with your hands though. My ingenious wind deflector. I'll show you that in a second. And inside there is a full canister and a little cloth as well in the bottom, which don't really need with a sponge, but it's handy to have the little cloth. So there's the measurements there. You can see 65ml. Will it focus? So you can see the measurements there, easy. I'll take the cloth out because we're going to weigh it as well. And there's the stove. So a lot of people ask on the Amazon reviews, can you fit, not the stove, the gas canister in it? The little ones, yes you can. The little tiny, where's the mils? 100-gram ones. The smallest ones you can buy really. Yep, it fits in absolutely perfect. And that sits just about flush with the BRS stove. I might do a review on this little BRS stove. It was like not a lot of money. on Amazon, and I've used it loads and it works fine. It's not the most stable stove ever, but yeah, it's fantastic. It's as light as anything, and if you did want to take it off, you can just use the little BRS pouch, but I just leave it on. I don't think the gas leaks. If it's not a good idea to leave this on, then let me know in the comments below. So yeah, that all fits all in there. I'll show you the windshield in a second. Let's weigh it first. So if I bring the thingy, I did weigh it before with everything in, didn't I? So if I put the lid on it, the whole thing is just over 100 grams, which is pretty cool. Yeah, light as a feather. I've used it loads. Really light, crazy light, and it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Now there are other versions of this. The more expensive Tokes version, which are like £35 for the same one, but they don't have this handle thing, which I kind of wanted. And there's one called Lixada as well, which is £25, which I'm sure is the same. The weight looks the same. But this was £25 on Amazon, and it's fantastic. Really good. It's so light, and I wanted to know whether you could fit one of these in there, which you can. So that's brilliant. Let me show you my little windshield system. I've done a video on it already. So I got a can. You can see I've used it loads because it's burnt the paint off and it sort of melted it a little bit. File the edges because it was like razor sharp. And what I like about it with this system is it just seems to, is that flush? It just seems to clip on lovely. Oh, there, little handle things in the way. But yeah, it just clips on lovely and gives you that nice little shield. And I have used this from the wind. It's fantastic. So, oh, what a horrible noise. So you want that controller valve for the stove on the outside like that. So, yeah. And there's great little windshield. It just holds on fantastic. I mean, you can put the lid on it like that to give it a bit more, and it seems to sort of cinch in there. You can make it a bit lower if needed, but you don't want it too low to the canister in case too much heat goes on that and blows up. So there's my little stove. You've seen how I pack everything in it, but I think the main question people ask is, can one of these stoves fit in it? When this is down, which is, yes, it does. So you can sort of jiggle whatever you want in, but all these things, the spork, a cloth, a lighter, a windshield and a sponge, all fit in it. Brilliant. Now this is super lightweight. Let's get rid of all this. This is super lightweight. You may have seen on Amazon, if you type in camping stove, a cheaper one for sort of 10 to 15 pounds, which is still very good. So this is my other one. So I'll just take this on like winter camping or just on a little trip out sort of thing. It's a lot heavier, but you got a big pot there. This is my old stove, which is heavier, which I take just for normal out and about camping. It's a bit more robust, this one. And this one can take a bigger gas stove, a much bigger one as well. So right, to show for this, that won't, you can see the size difference. That's not going to fit in one of these lightweight ones, but that fits in there. So just as a comparison, these are the ones you want for the lightweight pots, and these will fit in this big thing. And this is a great pot. You may notice that the handles, let's take this out, you can get an awful lot in this as well, and quite a lot in that too. You may notice that the handles are intact on this one and not on that one. It's because they started to burn with the stove flames. They were burning plastic, so I cut them off And then again, use the pouch that comes with it, and you can, because it's going to get hot. And this is still pretty lightweight actually. So this on its own, I mean, having a lid really helps. You can, let's put that on its own. That weighs the same as the Lixada really. With that on, it doesn't. Let's zoom in a bit there. So that's over 200 grams, but without this thing on, it's only a little bit more. And if you put a bit of like tin foil over or something really lightweight as a lid, then that's a pretty lightweight option as well. And if you get one of the smaller stoves for this, where's it gone? It's going to rattle around in there, so you don't want that when you walk in, so you'd have to really sort of cram it in. So yeah, so this is my sort of just general camping one where everything fits in. Nice and easy. And this is my lightweight for long trips. We did the 2 miles way, and I took this. And these little stoves will last about 3 or 4 days. So I took another one with me, and you can always buy them again as well in different shops and camping shops that you might see on the way. Apparently the titanium conducts the heat better, so you save on gas again, and having a lid on the stove helps save on gas because the water will boil quicker as well. And also if you measure out the water, make sure you've got the right measurement for sort of foods and stuff or coffee, so you're not over boiling, you're not putting too much in there because you're just going to waste gas. So be really frugal with the measurements and the gas. One thing I learned is not to cook anything too creamy in there because it's a real pain to get out. So I was taking like chicken and pasta sort of packet meals that go all creamy, and it can kind of burn on and it's a real pain to scrub off. So I just stick to sort of things up, I don't know, pot noodly type stuff or noodles, that sort of thing that don't have any kind of creamy stuff in, and obviously water, just hot water as well. So yeah, that's my Boundless Voyage cup. Absolutely love it, fantastic thing. I've used it loads as you can see, and it's held up, and all of this stuff gets in it, so I hope that helps.